Hello everyone, Nick here with Oh My Arthritis, ohmyarthritis.com, and this is our second Facebook Live video. Really excited to talk about how to measure your finger joints so that you can find the ovally finger size most likely to fit for your finger problem. If you missed us last week, we covered about the different ways to wear the ovate finger splint for the different conditions that it helps treat, so definitely give that one a look when you get a chance. But in this video, it's very important to find the right size to fit in order to effectively treat your finger problem. So let's go ahead and get into that. Now, before you get started, there's a couple things that we want to go over about the ovate finger splint. And first of all is, how's that splint supposed to fit? It should fit snug, but it shouldn't be uncomfortable to wear. So you don't want to have any kind of redness or any kind of swelling or anything to occur afterwards. That means it might be a little too tight, but you don't want it so loose as so that it's going to fall off your finger either. So an accurate fit is key for helping treatment there. One of the ways that you can make the splint fit tighter or looser is there's an angled band here on the bottom, and depending on which end you put on first or that you slide on, will either help the splint fit tighter or looser. So that's one important thing to remember when sizing yourself for an ovate finger splint. So let's go ahead and get into the different ways to size yourself. There's 4 ways that we're going to cover here today. The first and probably the easiest way to size yourself for an ovate finger splint is with the splints themselves. And with that, the best option to look at is the ovate sizing set. With this, you'll get one of each of the 14 size ovate splints. They come in sizes 2 through 15. And that way you're guaranteed to find a splint that's most likely to fit your finger there. Now, if you don't want to purchase an ovate sizing set, there are a couple different options that you have available to at least size your finger so that you can find a splint most likely to fit. The first option we're going to go over is use of a simple tailor's tape. Tailor's tape is also called a flexible measuring tape, and most people have these at home, for measuring different things, seamstress tapes or whatever. And what we're going to do with this is simply just unroll the tape and measure around the joint that's injured or that has the problem. So you're either going to measure around the end joint here, or you're going to measure around your middle joint, just depending on what finger condition you can do. So for the first time here, I'm going to go ahead and do both joints so you can kind of see what we're looking at. So here's what it would look like measuring for the end joint here, and here I probably can't see it, but I'm about 2 1/8 inch here. So what you can do is, after you measure yourself, you can go to our website, ohmyarthritis.com, go onto the ovate finger page, and this is the graduated set page. You can find your finger size and correlate it with your finger measurement and correlate it with the ovate finger size most likely to fit. And we do recommend a graduated set. You'll get 3 consecutive sizes there. And in that way, if you are experiencing swelling, or if your finger size changes due to the temperature or the time of the day, you'll have other splints that might be able to fit. But once you find your size, refer to this chart, and then we'll go ahead and then you'll be able to find out which one will actually fit your finger there. Now for the middle joint, it's the same thing. You're just going to go around the joint. And again, it doesn't need to be super tight. It just needs to get you a pretty decent measurement there. And as you can see, I'm about 2 5/8, almost 2 3/4 there. So if I refer to the chart there, it looks like I'm about a size 9 for that finger joint. And for the other joint, I was about a size 6. So let's go ahead and put on the splint. And there you can see it's a nice, comfortable, snug fit. This one is for swan neck deformity. If I take a look at the other joint, it looked like I was about a size 6. If I slide that on here, and this is me treating a mallet finger, as you can see it's a nice tight fit, but it's not so to the point where it's uncomfortable. Alright, so the second way, if you don't have a tailor's tape available, the second way to possibly size yourself for an ovate finger splint is using a jeweler's ring. So you can go to a jeweler's, or if you happen to have a jeweler's ring at home, you can take a look at those. Now this isn't going to be an accurate size. It'll give you somewhere in the ballpark, but again, that's where the graduated set is so important. You can use one of those and find a splint that's most likely to fit your finger there. So With this one, I'm just going to show you what a size 9 would look like over that middle joint, since we already know what size I am there. As you can see, that is a nice comfortable fit right there. It's not squeezing my joint. But again, with the ring size, you want to make sure you're sizing over the joint and not at the back of the finger like most ring sizing does. All right. Our final option is what we call our Oval 8 sizing guide. Now with that is something you can download from our website at ohmyarthritis.com. It's in the sizing section of the Oval 8 finger splints. And what you'll want to do is you're going to download and print out this guide. And there's going to be a little section where you're going to cut out our measurer. So for time's sake, we've already gone ahead and cut it out. It'll look like this when you're all said and done. And what you're going to do is we're just going to measure the middle joint here. And what you're simply going to do is just hold the paper on there. And where this little line crosses the joint here is where you want to mark with a pen where that joint crosses. And then what you'll do is you'll just take a ruler at that point, measure from the line and measure over to that point, and you can see right there on the same joint I'm about 2 5/8 right there. So again, it's another way to give you a pretty accurate measurement there. So that's the 4 different ways that you can size yourself for an Oval 8 finger splint. One of the things that you want to know about the Oval 8 is the difference between sizes is about a 1/16 of an inch to an 1/8 of an inch, and that probably doesn't sound like a big difference. However, because fingers come in all different shapes and sizes, you still might not get that snug, comfortable fit. In these rare occurrences, what you want to do is have your Oval 8 finger splint adjusted. It's highly recommended that this be done by a healthcare professional who's trained in fitting and sizing splints. So again, for most finger injuries, you should be seeing a healthcare professional, but in those cases where you just can't find the right size splint, it's definitely a good idea to go ahead and get that adjusted by somebody who's trained in doing that. Okay, so now that you know how to measure your finger joints to find the size Oval 8 most likely to fit, let's go ahead and review those buying options. Again, we have the Oval 8 sizing set where you get one of each of the size Oval 8 finger splints, 2 through 15. The best option for those who don't want to purchase every single size is an Oval 8 graduated set with 3 consecutive sizes. So for example, this one here is a size 6, 7, and 8 together. And the last option you have is a single size pack, and those comes in packs of 1, 3, or 5. And that way, if you already know your size and you need a replacement, you happen to lose your splint, or you just need an extra one for another finger, you can order those as well. All right, well, and that's all that we have as far as sizing the splint. If you found this video helpful, or you want to tell us your experience about using the Oval 8 finger splint by 3 Point Products, please leave us a like or give us a comment down below, and we'd love to hear your experience, and we'll respond back to you as well. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest for more information on other great products that can help manage your aches and pains. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.